Delone. I brought back the live editing thing. I got laid off from my job this week. Didn't really expect that at all, to be honest. I joked on my tier list video that I was being called into the office probably because I'm in trouble because I didn't go to the office for like 2 weeks. For a reason, I can work from home, or I could. And I joked that I was going to get fired, and then I actually did that morning. I was like, ooh, check that off the bingo card for being an adult. Officially laid off. It feels great. It's a good thing. It's a good experience. I feel like everybody should try it at least once. If you didn't know, I worked for Tribe Gaming. The little dude's actually in the background. This is the mascot. Rest in peace. Love the team, though. They're great. No disrespect, actually. No disrespect at all. And I'm totally not just saying that because I want to make sure I get my severance package. It's interesting being laid off. This is the first time. I've been fired before from a children's hospital as a video producer, and that pissed me off because my manager sucked, okay? You suck. I'm not going to name your name, but I don't think it was a valid reason to fire me, but whatever. So now every time I see that children's hospital, I'm like, freaking kids. Not the kids. I feel bad. The kids in there are great. You know, I wish the best for them. But that stupid company. This wasn't as bad as that. This was like, hey man, this sucks. We got to keep it cordial, but it's effective immediately. Give me your stuff. We're not going to escort you out of the building, but you got to leave your keys. And you know what? The homies, they're homies, man. It sucks being like essentially cast out. And the thing is, dude, companies are like abusive boyfriends. One of my friends said that, and it's like, dude, it's so true because they're hiding things from you and they want to make sure that they're covering their own ass. I get it, but they're making sure that they surprise you with it. There was no sense of like, yo, you're about to be fired tomorrow. There's no sense of that. It's just like, hey, boom, this happened. Good luck. It's like, damn, dude. It made me think that, did I do something wrong as a new hire? I knew I was going to get, like, if anybody were to get laid off, it was going to be me. I'm actually surprised. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I'm surprised the extent of the layoffs. But, like, it's really interesting to me. What was I going to say? Oh, I was thinking as a new hire, if anybody's going to be laid off, it's going to be me. And I was like, am I not being parasitic enough? I feel like my view of capitalism, and this isn't going to get political, but my view of capitalism and the job market is like inherently evil and like eldritch horror sounding thing. I think companies under our version of capitalism are inherently just evil. Even when they become your own entity, if you are the founder and you are the owner, the company can still eat you alive. It makes me think of the founder and the CEO being cast out by the board members because you're not making enough money and we care, and you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. So the business itself is like evil and will take advantage of people and doesn't care because all it wants is money. So as an owner, you almost have to fight against it. And I've always had this kind of idea when it comes to business, but also being an ethical business, that is. But also now as a worker, I'm like, okay, the minute you get into a work site, you have to become like a parasite. You have to latch on and get your tendrils as deep as possible when it comes to everywhere in the aspect of business. Wait, hello? What, Nolly? I guess someone's downstairs. Anyway, you have to get your tendrils as deep into every crevice. You have to be a friend to everybody. You have to make sure that your workflows are in there. I remember hearing from the programmer side of things, if you write code, you have to make it so nobody can really write your code or read your code. So they can't really fire you because if they fire you, who's going to read and write this code? You know what I mean? So it's like, you have to like really dig in and make it so it's the most painful as hell to rip out. And it's like, I don't like doing that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to cause my coworkers to be, worse off if I have to leave. I literally make myself replaceable on purpose when it comes to operations because I want to make things smooth. And that always fucks me over. I have gotten respectfully let go from many projects because I made it so easy for them, especially my freelance gigs, where I don't know, man. So you got to be careful. And that's, I don't know if that's the lesson I want to learn from being let go, but it still happened. But the fact that other people were let go that were like, not me, that's all I was saying, means that there's nothing I could have done. The economy is just what it is right now, which, I mean, have you seen the economy? We'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. It's not as bad. It was an initial shock though. When I went into the room, the room where bad things happen, it's called the couch room. I knew something was bad, and the owners and my manager and stuff did it very professionally and very great. But one thing that doesn't feel good is that company is supposed to be a family. I know we make fun of it all the time, and we like in a sense are. But the company, the humans behind the company can be family in a way, but the company itself, restricts that. They're evil. They don't want anybody to be family. And so now all of a sudden I'm getting like a goodbye letter from them, and it's all legal jargon, and it's like, hey, remember you signed this, remember this happened. And they're not saying, I'm sorry, this is unfortunate, good luck, here's your recommendations. They're not doing any of that because that's admitting fault, and they can't do that because then they're opening themselves up to lawsuits and stuff. And so everything is super cold and like, ew. And so that doesn't feel great. But again, it's not necessarily the humans behind the company's fault, it's the company itself. Okay, and I'm a business person. I like business. I like making companies, but that's the nature of what it is in our I don't know, economy structure. And so now I'm left in the ocean, and now I'm back in the open waters of the ocean, trying not to drown, trying to keep my head above water, make sure I can pay my bills. Last time this happened, I didn't sign up for unemployment. Not doing that this time. I screwed myself, and that was the worst time of my life. I don't want to be essentially homeless. I've been very close to that, so I'm gonna not let that happen again, hopefully. And I am gonna try to get money somehow. I don't know, dude. I always think it's also very interesting how you're always in the ocean, and when you're signed up to a company, you have some level of like expectations that you're kind of like on solid ground, but it's not true. When you're on a small business, it's like having a little dinghy, and you can feel the waves of the ocean. Holy crap. And you can feel when things are rocking. It's like, ooh, we got to be careful. But we're not a big, but like if you work at Microsoft, those things are like the giant military ships that you land planes on. Like it's so big that you probably feel like you're on solid ground, but those ships can sink too. And you can also just get kicked off overboard, AKA laid off. And then you're just in the open water again. So that's why it's like, I always advocate for just kind of being able to freelance, being able to make your own money no matter what. So that's where I am again. So it feels, but I'm not answering how it feels like. And to be honest, it feels slightly scary. I was shocked. I feel slightly not betrayed, but kind of, some of these like feelings come in, like some, like almost like abandonment. But then it's also kind of exciting because now I'm like, wow, I don't have a job. Being unemployed when you're not stressed about work is awesome. You're like a kid again. And everybody wants to do that. That's the point. That's why everybody wants to get rich. It's so you can just like not worry about money and have fun. So for the first like 2 days, give yourself a little bit of vacation. It's like, dang, I can stay up till 3 a.m. watching Ted Lasso with my boys on a Wednesday night and not worry about getting up at 8 to go to the office. That's great. That work thing I was stressing over, I don't have to worry about it. I set up the whole project for them right before I got laid off. So I did all the stressful stuff beforehand, but now I don't have to worry about the stress. I'm happy, but it's still a little bit daunting. The future is daunting. So let's get into that. What do you do after you get laid off? Here are the things running through my head. I actually have a little to-do list. So let's see what my to-do list is. Oh, I thought I had a to-do list. I don't see my to-do list anymore. 1, I tried to negotiate the severance package. I looked up, apparently that's a thing. I think I got an email. I haven't read it yet. I got an email today about my counter offer and why I believe I should be able to negotiate it. And I do not think I'm going to win. I mean, they didn't want to lay us off. I know that. And so it's a financial thing. And I'm asking for more money. Let's be real. So they're probably not going to give it to me. But you can do that. So go ahead and try. My benefits, I've never had benefits. This is the first time I've had health insurance. I was like, ooh, I could kind of get used to this. All of a sudden, my medicine is cheaper, and I could actually go have a checkup. I have not seen a doctor in like 9 years. I haven't seen a dentist in like 9 years either. It's not gross. I brush my teeth, I promise. But like, it's expensive, and I'm a freelancer. I don't pay for insurance. Screw that. But also, I was just getting used to it, and now that's gone. So I think I'm going to try to take advantage. I'm going to maybe go to the dentist, get a doctor's checkup, and then maybe some vision, get some new glasses or something because I have vision. But in the next week and a half before my benefits run out, and I guess that's it. I'm updating my website. I'm hitting up all my people. I'm getting my cameras back up because I'm probably just going to start shooting weddings again and maybe filming for some live streamers and YouTubers. But it's really, I don't know. I need to sign up for unemployment. But I don't know. It's interesting because there's no structure. Once you get laid off, what do? It's like it's effective immediately. You do not have a job from this point forward. You are done. We will give you a little package of money and that's it. And it's like, oh, what do I do? It's like, it's somehow more shocking than my freelance work because I've been in freelance since I've been 18, and I really have never had a salary job except for that children's hospital, which and that only lasted 3 months. And this one also only lasted 5 months. Why does every job I get on, well, I guess the first one I got fired. So I've never been able to handle a W-2 salary job. And I feel like I do fine, man. I show up, I do the work. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a horrible worker. What am I supposed to talk about again? I don't even know. But the one thing you got to be careful, I think that this one thing I'm learning is that last time I was in financial struggles, I wanted to kill myself. I'm not even lying. That stuff sucks. Money doesn't fix everything, but when you have nothing, money fixes everything. You know what I mean? Money's important. So I don't want to go back there. And with the economy looking how it is, guys, hold on to your jobs, bro. Hold on to your jobs. Um, but at the same time, I kind of want to risk it for the biscuit. I'm going to be filming my weddings. I'm going to be freelancing. But I have been feeling better. I feel like the 9 to 5 life was sucking me dry a little bit in a bad way, not a good way. So I know this is going to sound stupid to those who know me, but I'm editing the Jello video again. Maybe I'm gonna my channel's monetized. I'm not saying I can get like 1 million views and pay my bills, but maybe I could get like a $200 from another good video, and then I can actually release monthly if I really lock in. I have Adderall, I have meth now essentially that I'm cooked up on my brain, and I can actually upload. Look, I just uploaded this video, and I'm about to go do the tier list video. I don't know, maybe I could make it work. Come on, guys. It's a dream. It's a dream that I'll shoot for, and I've been shooting for the last 3 years, bamming my head into the wall, not getting it to work, but maybe after being like let go, I can. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm just rambling at this point. I don't know. What is it like? The question is, what is it like to be laid off? It's confusing. It's shocking. It's exciting, but it's also scary. And now I'm just like back to where I was freelancing, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels worse. It feels more confusing, even though I'm used to being on a raft in the middle of the ocean trying to keep my head above water. Usually, I'm used to that, but it's different. I'm also now in Austin. I used to be in KC where I had my contacts. I could go on a film set if I needed to. I could do this, I could do that. I don't know the film people here. The YouTubers are hit or miss and they don't always pay a lot. And I don't know, dude. I don't know. The weddings are good. The weddings are good. I don't know. So what does this mean for young people nowadays? I don't know. You're about to get laid off though. We're hitting a recession. There's no doubt, dude. Are you kidding me? We are 100% hitting a recession. The AI bubble's gonna pop. Oil prices going through the roof. The war is not ending anytime soon. And we got, I'm not going to end the politics, but be careful out there, man. Be careful. So what does it mean for me? I guess I'm starting the new channel up again. I'm not starting the new channel, but look at this. I will say, look at what I have open here. This is the Jello video. We're back at the Jello video. Will it play? My computer's frozen. Okay, well, DaVinci just froze. Anyway, I don't know what to say. New videos coming soon. Maybe.